in love with their religion. They're incapable of using their brain. They
What's going on?
traded their brain long ago for a parrot brain so they can repeat, repeat, repeat.
Hello, everybody. I hate to say it, but I can't get a hold of Sly and Wolfie at this point. But I do have Dazza the cameraman. I've tried getting a hold of them in many different forms, and I think Sly is actually sleeping because it was going to be midnight his time for this hangout. And for Wolfie, it's 9 a.m. where he's at, and I'm not sure if he's doing running around. Oh, there's Sly. You got us worried, man.
Hold on a second. You hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, I got to be kind of quiet here. It's late here.
That's all right. I mean, you just really had us worried because I figured you might have like passed out and just not woke up.
Nah, no such luck. So what's going on, man?
Well, we're here to discuss, Jaren's calling out of you, Dazza, and Wolfie. Unfortunately, like I said, Wolfie's said that he was wanting to join this, but I haven't been able to get a hold of him for the last hour, and we had everything set up for it.
Well, the what do you call it? The be all end all of it is, and just like I said to you in the chat when you wrote me this morning, it was really kind of funny because the timing was absolutely perfect because he was all he wants to do is jazz up a little bit of attention about the fact that the equinox is coming up. And I don't know what he has planned for it. I really don't. And I'm not even going to speculate on that. But, he's just trying to draw attention to himself. And what do you call it? But, he decided he was going to aim a little bit low. And what do you call it? And I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, he can kiss my dick. I don't give a shit. But and it seemed to have stirred up quite a little bit of interest when I made that video this afternoon, because I was like, no, I'm not going to let this one go by.
Yeah,
and
that's the first time I've ever seen you actually get irate about something, and I'm in total agreement. He was, yeah.
Well, let's put it this way. It all in context. It was necessary to make my point clear. If anything that any of these idiots say to me actually mattered to me, I think I would be a particularly weak person for that. What do you call it? Because after all, I don't know any of these idiots. I really don't, and they have no real true bearing on my life. However, to stoop so low as to say that I am a worshiper of pedophiles, what do you call it? Yeah, that's aiming a bit low. And what do you call it? So today at lunchtime, took my break outside in my car, and I wrote up a little sign because I'm not going to video my face because of the lowness of these idiots. And I'd also like to send a little shout out to the how many hour long hangout started by Fake Hillbilly. Because apparently he's calling me out as well. And somebody said to me, I didn't watch the whole thing. I only watched about the first 2 minutes of it because I can only take that fake ass accent so long. All I noticed was that somebody had written me and said that he's challenging me to a debate. Well, Hillbilly, get your model straight first, okay? That model that you said you have, not the one that you said that you were going to build. And by the way, since you trust so much off of YouTube, there are plenty of YouTube videos for Poser, the software, to get you straight on how to build exactly what you're trying to build. And it seems to me that if you are so busy milking the fact that, and I really hope this is not true, but milking the fact that you have somebody at home who is in bad health, and if that's your excuse for not having time to learn how to do a stupid fucking piece of software, you can kiss my dick too, okay? Because I turned around and I counted up just that one time. I counted up how much time he spent on these hangouts, and we're talking about 8-hour hangouts, the ones that dry up YouTube. And he put these 8-hour hangouts out in succession on various topics. Who cares what? And yet he doesn't have time to learn how to draw 3 spheres and put them in a trajectory on software.
I agree, Sly. And that can be addressed in many videos.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to try to concentrate on just Jeranism's crap that he just released.
Well, I figured that since I already answered Jeranism, well, once at least, because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it tonight. That's why that was the other reason I put out that video, because I wanted to make sure that my words got out.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, continuing on. I'm sorry. I'll get off my soapbox for a second.
Yeah, we're trying to address his actual claims. I mean, we understand that he was really wrong on them, at least, especially about the whole pedophile scientist, devil worship and all that crap.
Yeah.
But we're actually trying to address his claims that he made and why he is wrong.
Well, in order to address that, all you really have to do is pull up the video from Dr. Zach.
I was actually going to just say that after I gave Dazza a chance to introduce himself and, give his feel of it so far, because he's watched the first half of that video. So, right. Dazza, if you want to go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, Daz. My bad, man.
Yeah, hi, Sly. Hi, Shawn. Yeah, I've been pretty busy and as a result pretty tired, so I got myself up after a brief nap to try and watch Jeranism's video. I'm just over halfway through. I have to say I'm very disappointed but not surprised at the content. The opening comments about being pedophiles or worshipping pedophiles and Satanists and so on is the usual sort of character assassination crap that goes on with these people. And quite frankly, as far as I'm concerned, when you start making insinuations about pedophilia and things like that, that is, you're into the realms of defamation of character there. But anyway, as for the content of the video, he says towards the beginning that we're just parrots, we're not thinkers, we can't do these experiments. But the reality is, if you go to our playlists of flat Earth debunking videos, you will see that we actually do the practical, real-world experiments. We go out, we take observations. We don't just work on theory, on paper, and make all sorts of claims. We actually go out and test those theories. We test the observations to see whether they'll work with either model, either the flat Earth model or the globe Earth model. Mm-hmm. And what we found time and time again is that the results of our observations will only work on a globe Earth model. Interesting, as I say, I'm just over halfway through Jeranism's video, and he looks at Google Earth and draws these lines on it, and we'll cover that more later, I guess. But the thing that I notice is missing so far, and Shawn tells me that he does not cover it in the second half of the video, is that he does not look at how this would actually work on a flat Earth map. And there's a key point that I want to bring out just before I hand back to you guys, is that whatever Jeranism tries to do, twisting words around and misusing Google Earth, and Shawn, I think you're going to cover more about that shortly. But the key point to remember is that east and west is always at a 90-degree different angle to north and south. East is 90 degrees.
Northeast, northwest. Huh?
Yeah. He's drawing northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. He's not looking at east and west. If you ask anybody that knows anything about directions on a compass, degrees in a circle, and you ask them how many degrees is east from north, they'll say 90 degrees. Same thing for west. You're 90 degrees in the other direction. So what he is presenting is absolute nonsense, guys.
All right. Now, as Sly kind of mentioned, and I wanted to definitely bring up, Dr. Zach has been watching Antonio Super Rats do videos on this curved 90-degree thing on Google Earth for the last month. And 5 days ago, he actually made a video saying that it's wrong. And this is a flat Earth scientist with heavy air quotes there. But he's like their lead guy that actually knows some math. and he's saying that it's wrong. And he actually called it out. And of course, Jaron, being the narcissist that he is, left a comment on the video thinking that Dr. Zach was debunking him before he made this video.
I thought that was funny as hell. I read that today at lunch.
You know, so Jaron's got his panties in a twist because he thinks that Dr. Zach's debunking him when Dr. Zach made this video 4 days before Jaron made his. Because he's Dr. Zach has actually emailed this, and he's put this in his video and in comments. He's emailed all of the flat earth leaders that this whole supposition is wrong about the whole Great Circle path. Because the 90-degree mark that they keep going on, when you use Google Earth Ruler tool, that's going by the initial direction only. It does not take into account any length or any period of space on that line except for your initial direction that you started from.
Yep.
This is the most basic flaw that Jaron could have done, and he picked it up from Antonio Super Rats. You know, and they've both been informed of this by
And Chippy.
but they've been informed of this by globe heads, as they call them, and flat tards, as we call them. Even the flat earthers are calling them out on this, and they're still pushing forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's just willful stupidity at this point to get views.
Now,
Period.
did you guys happen to notice in his video, he was using the AE map again?
And he did say this is the real flat Earth map at one point.
Exactly, because wasn't he one of the guys who was pushing that that 3-pole map, the cylindrical whatever it was?
Well, okay. Here's the history on that. They were all pushing the AE map or the Gleason map, however you want to call it. They're both the exact same thing. I don't know why they try to differentiate them from each other.
One's just got a name written on it. That's all.
Yeah. Tiger Dan tried to actually make an accurate disk flat Earth map and failed. And he gave up on the flat Earth because of it. He could not figure out how to make it work with known distances.
Mm-hmm.
So he quit. He was ostracized for it. They all called him shill, sellout, whatever, every name under the sun. He actually has stopped making videos entirely on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a year ago. This is how much hate he got for that.
Yep.
And immediately every flat Earth leader started saying, well, the AE map is not the real map. That's just what we're using as a demonstration. Well, one, that means that you don't have a model.
Yep.
Two, that means you don't have a map.
So what the fuck are you defending?
So then Bob and Cammy from Globebusters decided, well, let's just make up our own map. So they made several different variations of this absolutely retarded cluster.
Well,
Yeah.
now hold on. Let me stop you there before you put your foot too far in your mouth. The meaning that nicely, of course. The map that they were using, I found it. It's not of their design. Hold on a second here. Where was that map generator? There it is. Like that map generator. There's a cool online thing here. Where is it? World map generator. And I'm going to screen share here real quick. This side, share. And if you could pop that up front, bud.
Present everyone.
Yeah, okay. World map generator. It's a lot of fun. And basically it gives you a globe, and then it gives you different projections of the different types of flat map projections. Now, the including the AE map, okay, where you can center it wherever you want the center to be. Hey, look, that looks familiar, doesn't it? And the other one, now this is the one that they were using as their now it's not in Mercator. Which one was it? No, hold on a second here. Where's the one was it the Gail Peters? I think it was the Gail Peters. And basically this is the same thing. No, that's not the one though. Hold on a second here. Where was that damn thing? Because they were going with this whole 3-pole system and all this, and they didn't realize that, you know, because all they showed was the grid lines. They didn't show the actual land masses, and which I thought was funny as hell, because I think it was this one, and I thought that was funny as hell what they were doing because of the fact that they it would show like Africa like this and Asia like this, you know. I mean, and I actually, well, hold on, let me bust out a folder here. Hold on a second here. Boom. Where was the? Because I got a bunch of stuff here open that I wanted to show this evening here.
Just while you're trying to find that, Sly, if I can just make some commentary while you're looking for that.
Yeah, sure.
It doesn't matter what flat Earth map you use. It doesn't matter whether you're putting it on a disc, whether you're putting it on a square or a rectangle or a diamond or anything like that. If it is flat, the geometry that we're talking about will never work, because you know, if you place a sun location and somebody at the bottom of that map, in the bottom left-hand corner of that map, is going to be looking upwards at an angle, somebody in the top right-hand corner is going to be looking downwards at an angle. It just doesn't matter what map. It doesn't matter where you put any of the countries, what shape they are, or whatever. The geometry simply will never work.
This was the one that was actually identical to the one that they put out. I actually made sure that it was positioned so that I think I don't remember which. I think this was 30 degrees, and that was the one that they had down towards the middle. And nevertheless, they had the pyramid up here and a pyramid over here and a pyramid over here and all that other crap. But it's nice to see that Jeranism went back to the AE map, because that's more fun. And then his whole thing, I was actually working on a design a little earlier about a Jeranism compass, you know, where like the top small portion of it is between west and east, and the bottom small portion is in between west and east, and like the whole sides of the compass were west and east. Just having a little bit of fun with that. But here's what I wanted to show. He brought up my video model, and this was the one that I made for you, Daz, for your for the experiment. And now if you look here, now these are straight lines drawn in a 3D. I mean, we've all seen this, and you know, and I have them going off into the distance, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and they are tangent lines. Now, the thing is right here, these are the lines that Jeranism basically drew. Actually, in this particular case, it would be this one. Okay, and that is what was the word that somebody told me what it was today? Geodesic. These are geodesic lines. If this were in 2D, meaning this is a great circle, and this is basically a hemispheric line, dividing the circle in two. And these are actual longitude and latitudes, to scale by 10s, for the longitude and latitude of the globe. And if you were to follow this line, it would look exactly like this on Google Earth and anywhere else that you might be able to trace the surface of a sphere. It also matches what's on Dr. Zach's thing. And I meant what I said in my little video there, where I will defend facts and I don't give a damn who it came from. You know, I mean, just because I've debunked Dr. Zach a couple of times doesn't mean that, you know, a broken watch can't be right every now and then. And so if you were to follow these lines, if I were to, you know, draw, say this was Google Earth, and if I were to put a spot right here, I think this one was actually, no, this wasn't me. There was somebody that was higher than me. And if you were to put this on here and then you trace that line all the way out to the east or all the way out to the west, this spot right here would be 90 degrees and 270 degrees, and it would stay like that. And you would have this big long arcing line across the globe, and that's just the short end of it, man. There's nothing much more exciting about it than that. It's just geometry, you know. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. Oh man. But no, I just I couldn't believe that you know, of the two things that he brought up on there, me worshiping what I worship or whatever, and this stupidity of basic geometry. I mean, come on, really? That's the best you got? I mean, it must be a slow news week on Flat Earth for you to be bringing this shit up. Anyway, I'm off my soapbox. Oh yeah, by the way, here's Google Earth. I was saying something in my video about any line that you drew using the ruler. See this? It's called a ruler. Anything using the ruler. When you orient the globe, if you want that line to become straight, that will actually be a cut straight through the middle of the globe. This was something I was actually setting up. I was going to actually do this in Quickie 3. I actually went through and tapped this line all the way across here from New York City to Madrid. And and if you look at these, you would almost think that they were the same distance, but they're actually not. This one here that's going straight along the longitude lines is a great deal longer, because if you turn it to the side, it's going to be a little bit weird looking here. If you turn it to the side here, you see that even to the midway point, you can see the difference in length. And and that's how you measure things across the globe. And I was also doing things. Where was it? The one that Antonio was doing from Mexico. Where was it?
Let me pause you for a second, Sly, because you might want to turn your headphones down because we have an unannounced special guest, which I didn't think was going to be showing up tonight. Rhetoric has joined our call.
Oh boy, please tell me this piece of crap is working.
It is working.
All right, cool.
And the phone is too.
Yes, I apologize. I can't be in the hangout fully because I'm currently at work. Because unlike Jism and Nibiru Planet X Fucktard, I don't make my living lying to people on the internet.
You don't?
Yeah, I know. It's really shocking. I actually have this thing called an actual job. It sucks, but at least I'm not lying to people on the internet to make money.
That's how you do it.
Since his name's been brought up in the hangout here, he is in the chat. He's having an argument with Logan, and I'm actually going to call Logan out on something right now. Nibiru Planet X 2016 has never been accused or arrested for child molestation. You need to get off that kick right now. That will get you dumped from my channel. I'm sorry, but you're doing incorrect factual information. So no, I'm not having it.
There's a few YouTube videos out there that has a PDF linked to his criminal history, so I would advise studying up on it. I'm not going to tell you where to find it, just know it's there.
And yes, child molestation is nowhere on it.
Yeah, exactly. But
having checked out the charges, there is no charge of child molestation. There is a charge. Shawn, do you remember exactly how it was described?
There's a charge on there that is called aggravated assault on a child. That is not molestation in any case. There's an actual.
Yes.
So yeah, Logan, you need to get off on that kick.
That means you went ape shit and a child was involved.
Yeah, but anyway, let's not sidetrack this one, which is about Jeranism.
I just wanted to address that because Logan's going to have to know why he gets drunk.
And this is why I wanted to come into the room to say real quick, because after this, I am really going to have to go. I do apologize, but like I said, I have a job, and that's where I'm at right now. So I did not watch Jism's video, but I did watch Sly's little response to his video, so I kind of got an idea of where he's going, essentially saying that science equals pedophilia or some shit like that. And here's the thing. When it comes to pedophilia and in the cases where we need to actually dive in a little bit deeper into the situation and find forensic evidence, question, forensics, is that science? Oh, so it looks like science is actually helping the authorities catch rapists and murderers and just bad people in the world on a daily basis. Yet this fucker says that science is promoting these things when science has actually, been helping us, putting them behind bars. Where does this douchebag get off?
I would like to add something else into that real quick, Red. While he was making his video, he said that he was doing yard work. Well, botany is also a science.
Exactly. Here's one thing I want to say to Jism.
Red, just before you go on, I'm wanting to share this video to my channel later on, so I just appreciate if you go easy on the language, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you.
Dave, Dazza, I cannot make any promises.
I understand.
All right. Here's the thing. I've been dealing with that idiot for quite some time, and over the past few months, over the past year even, I have been doing exactly what these flat earthers say that we should do. Actually go out and do the observations. So not only have I observed ships disappearing over the horizon, not only have I done the angular size observation, not only have I actually gone to Cape Canaveral and seen rocket launches, 3 of them being landing videos, mind you, not only have I bought the camera that they told me to get, the P900, I bought 2 of them, by the way.
Hey, give me one.
Even though I have done all this crap for the flat earthers, what has their reply been? Have they actually accepted the evidence when I went out and did the work themselves, or when I did the work for them? The fact is that nothing is going to sway these people, and they realize that they are up crap creek without a paddle here. And so now what they have to do is ad hominem attacks, untruthful ad hominem attacks. Let's say, just for the sake of argument, that I am a terrible person. I eat puppies alive. I boil people for fun. This is Sparta dropkick people into volcanoes. Let's just say I do crazy crap like that. If I were to come to you and say that the earth is round, does that make me wrong simply because I'm a terrible person? Oh, it doesn't? Then why in the hell is this douchebag making this type of argumentation? It's because he has absolutely nowhere to go. He knows that if he actually tried to make a legit argument with facts, with science, with mathematics, with actual observations, we would take those and ram it right back up his backside, because unbeknownst to him, they would actually confirm the round earth. And so with that, rant over, I need to actually go do work, because unlike Jism, I don't make my money lying to people on the internet. Bye.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, Red.
Oh, that brightened up the hangout a bit.
Oh. Right, and we actually covered some of those points too earlier, that yes, indeed, we are actually doing the practical observations. I also have a P900 because the flat tard said, you've got to have a P900 to debunk the globe Earth and all that sort of thing. So I've been trying to debunk the globe Earth with my practical experiments. But
damn, I can't even get a $100 gyro, and you guys all got P900s.
I don't.
Yep.
I'm making freaking homemade inclinometers out of a camcorder and a protractor.
Yeah. Now, there is a flat earther who lives near me, and I won't mention his name at this stage unless he gives me permission to in the chat. And I know that he's been doing his own experiments, or observations, I should say, doing time-lapse star trail videos and things like that. And he has actually confirmed that the center of rotation for the southern stars that we see here in New Zealand is due south. We've confirmed Sigma Octantis, which many flat earthers deny exists. And the problem is, of course, is that due south is due south outwards from the center of the disk, regardless of where you live on the supposed flat earth. The other thing that he's confirmed for me recently, just quickly, is that between the months of September and March here in the southern hemisphere, the sun actually rises south of east and sets south of west. Yep. And he's just given me permission in the chat, Kofo72, You can go to his YouTube channel. I have to say he's trying to be very fair, and he's actually copping a lot of flack, even from Jeranism, who has called him out on his Star Trail videos.
Let me guess.
So I don't know, maybe we can get Kofo in the hangout sometime, and we can compare notes.
Let's see, how long have we been running on this?
Yeah. So, yeah,
3 minutes.
my point being is that, yes, we are doing the practical experiments. You know, we're not just arguing and talking about things in theory. We're actually doing practical experiments where we test the angular size of the sun as it crosses the sky, same with the moon. We're testing the angles, the geometry, and I'm afraid everything comes back to a globe Earth, because that is the only model that these observations will work with.
Not to mention that globe Earth was pretty clear before the P900 ever existed. People don't realize that they say that, you know, oh, they make the math match the model. No. The model is the result of the math.
Yeah.
People sat down and did all this work, and this was the result. And it was about maybe 200 or 300 years later that it was actually solidly confirmed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it doesn't mean that they weren't confirming it and already using navigation and all that other things back with ships and, you know, trade routes and, you know, routes to America and all this other stuff. But it was, you know, it was actually it was already there. You know, the first people to actually 100% confirm it were the Soviets. When they sent up Sputnik, that was when, you know, everybody's stuff was confirmed all at once. You know, Newton's stuff was confirmed, Copernicus stuff was confirmed. What's the other guy's name? Erastus or whatever his name is.
Aristophanes.
You know, yeah, Aristophanes. Thank you. That's when all that stuff was solidly confirmed. When they shot that pinball around the Earth 1,400 times, it was pretty much over from there. And that was before NASA.
Well, I think we pretty well given Jism as just rewards.
Yeah. Shawn, did you want to actually pull up Jeranism's video to actually present some of the images that he's showing so that we can properly hit that head on and point out the errors? As I mentioned earlier on, the angles that he's drawing using Google Earth are northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest, anything but 90 degrees from north and south. As anybody knows who is familiar with the compass, east and west are 90 degrees, 180, 90 degrees, 270 degrees, or 90 degrees difference from north and south. It's pretty basic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have to skip the Wolfie section where, pause. I have to skip the Wolfie section because Wolfie is not here. But the basic gist of it is, Wolfie has, or the video that Jaron uses from Wolfie has been heavily edited to cut out things that prove Jaron is wrong.
Well, gee, they don't ever do that.
No, not at all. It's just funny that he had to edit it so bad, and he did it so poorly. I mean, you can tell that there are jump cuts all through the part where he's presenting Wolfie's stuff, and it just got my goat. But what he's doing here is he's starting the yellow line on the 75th parallel, or the 75th longitude line.
Shawn,
and then
can you put that in theater mode?
Can I put it in what?
Theater mode, next to the where it says HD. Yep, click that one. It'll be bigger. That's it.
But he's starting his line on the 75th longitude line, and then starting it off going 90 degrees east. Well, at that point, it is. But because of the globe, he's basically saying, and this is what he's trying to demonstrate is where the sun's location would be on a globe Earth. So the whole 90 to 70 argument for equinox can't be used. But in order to follow the curve of the Earth on the globe, that would place the sun on the surface of the Earth at the equator. So he's deliberately misrepresenting the model to disprove the model. He's built a straw man out of this whole thing. But then he's going to the end of this point and saying, okay, what if I go 270 west? Well, he goes down farther. At one point in the video, he actually does the 90 degrees east to show that it shows up the same place it does on the globe, but he doesn't do the 270 west to see if it goes back to where it started. So he comes up with the same and actually more skewed result if he would do that, but he doesn't because he knows that it's false.
Here, let me screen share over that real quick, if you don't mind.
All right.
Hold on a second. There, share. Okay.
And of course, he doesn't
If you
show us
present that out.
on any flat Earth map.
Okay. You see me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now here's the line he just drew from 75, and then it was like right in the middle of Quebec here, just below the 55th. And what do you call it? Now this is 90 degrees. Okay. I pulled it out in that direction. Now I'm going to save that just so I don't have to worry about moving it. Now here's what I was talking about. This is that line right here. Now this is what I was talking about. When you orient the globe, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to zoom it out a little bit here. When you orient the globe, anybody who's ever worked in digital imagery, you know that once these pixels all line up, then it's straight. Well, this is I would say right about there. Now, to any globe or flat earther, I'll leave this here for a second, make a screen capture of this. Okay. Now, what you're going to do with that screen capture is you're going to take this and you're going to put that screen capture into PowerPoint. PowerPoint has this wonderful little thing in it where you can draw a circle which is cut in half long ways and horizontally and vertically, and you will find that this line right here is right along the horizontal line, and you see how straight it is. Now, yeah, when I look at it like this, oh my God, it's curved. Oh my God, what the hell can all that mean? No, it must be on an AE map. No. Whenever you draw a surface line around a sphere, the most efficient route is from this point to this point in any orientation. Okay, just like the Alaska flight. Remember, everybody was talking about the Alaska flight, you know, the baby that was born and all that. Well, if you do this, because they were saying, oh, that's not the most efficient route, and you know, people should be going a straight line right across the Atlantic, and they could have pulled off into Hawaii. Look here, this is the most. Hold on a second here. Let's see if I can get it lined up. This is the most efficient route because it is the most efficient surface distance across a sphere. There, that's sort of close. It's a little bit off on this side, but you see what I'm saying? This is right through the middle.
Well, while you got that up, can you do me a favor?
What's that?
I want to actually do an experiment right here and now to test Jaron's theory.
Which one's that?
His whole experimentation here, because he's trying to say that the sun is all these lines will point to the sun on the equinox.
Okay.
Well, go ahead and start off at 90 degrees west.
Well, let me interject here. I think it probably might.
Well, that's why I'm wanting you to test it. I don't know the answer. I want to find out if it would or not.
Okay.
So pick a point anywhere at 90 degrees west, any latitude you want.
Yeah, I'll just do it right down the middle here. Okay, so we are going to go from 50. I think I'm on. I think I'm on 10. Or no, I'm sorry. What am I saying? No, I'm on 80. 80 degrees west by 50 degrees north.
No, we want 90 west because I want to take this to the.
No. I'm giving the coordinate, not the compass.
Yeah, I'm wanting the coordinates too. I want to start off at 90 degrees west, and any latitude you want.
Well, man, you just told me I can go anywhere I want. Hold on a second.
On the 90 degree west line, I'm actually using his methodology to see if he's right or wrong.
Well, hold on. Let me clear all these. I find myself checking these things all the time, and let me go ahead and clear all these damn lines here. I don't need that anymore. Delete. Yeah.
Now,
okay, so
the premise of this is we know that on the equinox, half of the Earth is exactly lit.
Right.
So I'm wanting you to start at the 90 degree west line,
okay,
and then take it 90 degrees east on the line until it meets the equator, because that's where we know the sun is at.
Right. Okay, so here's 90 degrees. Goes right up through Central America and right up through the Central United States, Hurricane Katrina area here. Okay, so I'm going to hit one first up here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we'll go for sunrise first.
Right.
So I'm going to pull this on over here, keeping it at 90. Hold on a second here. Let me get to the equator first. So, oops, too far. Oh, I see what you're getting at. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Now,
90.1.
this isn't to say if he's, if his theory is correct or incorrect. This is to see if his methodology is correct.
Yeah. No, I got you. Okay, there's save 1, and it matches right up at the prime meridian.
Okay, now try it from any other latitude other than 50.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll go for whatever this cluster of islands right down here at the Tropic of Capricorn. Oops. Come on. Oh, that's asking me if I want to save here. Okay. Boom. All right, what the hell happened here? There we go. So, right at the Tropic of Capricorn along the 90.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you where this is going to happen. It's going to go right there at the prime meridian.
That's just what I want to test because, like I said, I didn't know the answer to it, and this is how you test stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that demonstrates that the methodology is sound, just the results are wrong.
Right,
Because again, that would place the sun at the surface of the Earth.
Right. Well, even more so. Hold on a second here. Now I just nailed out those two. Okay. And once again, in half. Now I'm gonna have to dig it out real quick here. But hold on. Let me pull up the, where's it at? Come on, computer. Oh, my hard drive shut down for a second. Hold on. There we go. The Gleason map. Now, the Gleason map. Let's see. Now, we were at 90, right? Now, according to that, that would mean that, where did I hit? I hit like right up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that would mean that 90 degrees, the best way to do that would be to take the Google Chrome window here. 90 degrees. Whoops. What the hell was that? Damn, Windows 10. Hold on a second here. Okay. We'll take 90 degrees from right there. Now, does that match the prime meridian? Of course it doesn't. Here's 90 degrees, and then there's the prime meridian right there. So, no, it doesn't. It's somewhere out in the middle of the Atlantic. Now, I just did from the Tropic of Capricorn, which is this line, unless I'm mistaken, this guy right here. And that is looking at, well, what is that, Chile or whatever? I'm not too geographically sound in South America, but definitely not at the prime meridian. So basically, if you check out these two lines, which they were saying confirms everything, I guess, they both match up when you have a 90-degree starting point and a 90-degree starting point at 90 degrees west, and you are looking at the sunrise, it's going to go to the prime meridian. And if you had it on the sunset, I don't even need to draw the lines, but it's going to be right here on the anti-meridian, right here at the anti-meridian and the equator. That's just the way that's going to be. And
but this is also where he builds his straw man, because he's trying to say that this disproves the globe model. But in order to disprove the globe model, you actually have to use the globe model where the sun is 93 million miles away.
And not to forget, you also need to use a damn compass. Because where are you going to get 90 degrees from without a compass?
And as I said, east and west is always a 90 degrees different from north.
Exactly.
Yeah. The ruler tool just shows the initial heading. That's it.
Yep.
Sly, can you just pull up your Google Earth again? I just want to check something, please.
Sure. What you got, man?
Can you spin that round so that the point where the red lines intersect are in the center of our view of the Earth?
Right there.
Okay, so that's not 90 degrees. I was thinking about the spherical geometry where you can set off, turn 90 degrees, head along on your course, turn 90 degrees, and then come back to where you started.
Oh,
so basically,
yeah. Well, actually,
a triangle
that actually
with
does do it right here.
Yeah.
See, watch this. Hold on a second here. Let me move the where do I have this at? I have it at 50. Okay, so let me
just while you're
this.
pulling that up, I'll explain what I'm getting at for people.
I know exactly. Okay, yeah, you can go and explain.
I know you're following me. So as we all know that a square or a rectangle has internal angles of 90 degrees in the corner. You can't have a triangle with internal angles of 90 degrees unless you're talking about spherical geometry. Then having said that, it's not truly a triangle. So that's what we're going to look at here. We're going to present a triangle shape on the sphere with internal angles of 90 degrees and with three sides coming right back to where we started, which on flat geometry is impossible. Will never work on a flat Earth map.
So, hold on a second here. I'm making it pretty. So, basically what you have here, and you can do this in any direction, it's just, I'm using these lines to see that they are the lines that they need to be. Now, if you go all the way down here, this is 90 degrees.
Yep.
Okay. And then, you go all the way down south here.
$90 degrees.
This is 90 degrees.
And we go over to the right.
If you follow this line over.
Whoa, what have we got?
That would be more than 90 degrees.
Yeah, hold on a second here. Shut up.
Yeah. If it's done carefully and not in a rush, then you will have 90 degrees in the three internal corners, yet we come back to the same place, which
wait, what did I
geometry.
I feel like I messed something up here.
Well, you didn't mess anything up. It's just we're not making a perfect triangle because you're starting at 50-50 and then going to the prime meridian, which is 90 degrees.
No, I see what the problem is. Hold on a second. I'm one of those picky people. Let's see, properties. Actually put it down here at the meridian. Okay, bam. Take this one, properties, put it at the meridian. Bam. Okay. Now, well, that's really trippy when you got all the grid turned on and you go to move it. All right, let's see, properties. Like this. Okay.
Where's that coming up?
Now, I believe that should be right at 50. Oh wait, what was I saying? I can just use the mouse to look at it. Let's see. Oh no, I'm off. That was the problem. Okay, there's 50's up here. 50 and 90, that's okay, that's the issue. Okay, let me put my finger on here. There you go. Okay, properties. That's 50-25. What are you talking about?
Yeah, 50 is the line that you were close to. Go down a little bit.
Yeah, it's right here. 50-90, okay. Like that. Properties. That's 50-90. Okay. Of course, lest we forget that it's an oblate spheroid.
Yeah.
Instead of a perfect sphere.
And kind of a shout out to Sly Sparkane. We're looking at the curve.
Okay, so, and that's bending upwards like it's supposed to be. A little off. wonder why that is.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well,
It's-
nevertheless,
it's
you got
because-
90 here. You
it's
got
because
90 here.
It's because your line going north to south is not 90 degrees difference.
My north to south line.
Yeah, the one over on the 90th parallel or the 90th longitude.
Yeah.
It's not 90 degrees from the 50 degrees south to the 50 degrees north.
I would differ with you on that.
That's actually 100 degrees difference.
Oh, no, yeah. Now I know what you're talking about. It wouldn't be 50 and 50. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that is the issue.
If you did it 45, 45, it should be
45, yeah, right. 45 and 45. So hold on a second here. I was like, man, why isn't this working? So here's 45. Because 45 and 45 would be a
90
total
degrees.
of 90 degrees, yeah. And I was doing 90 degrees heading out east without doing 90 degrees north and south. Right.
And this is an interesting point too. That this comes down to math, and math does work. We can make mistakes with the math, but the math won't make mistakes.
Nope.
So once we get the math right, then it'll work, as we will see in just a moment.
Okay, so now I got the two eastward lines moved down to the 45s. I didn't bother messing with the other one. There we go. Look at that.
Now you have 3 90-degree angles for a triangle.
Yep.
Right. So that's pretty mind-bending when people first try and get their head around that. A triangle with 3 90-degree internal angles, that's just impossible. Well, it's impossible for two-dimensional or flat geometry, but it's not impossible on a sphere, as we see here.
Mm-hmm. That's the one right there.
And that is math for you.
Yep.
No, not the math, not the math.
Geometry 101. But anyway. So, anything else we're going to cover? You will never get that triangle here,
No.
ever.
No, it just will not work.
Nope.
And they're free to try all they want. But I'd really like to see the results of that.
So-
I'd like to see something on that.
I've
Oh,
got a
wow.
little message for Jeranism. Are we about to wind this up, or
We're about to wind this up, yes.
Yeah.
I've got a message for Jeranism. Jeranism, I suggest that you take a compass and take a good close look at it and learn how it actually works. And you'll notice that if you've got the north at the top, then east is at 90 degrees around. And if you take a line out on 90 degrees, it's going to be 90 degrees out to the east, isn't it? It's not going to be northeast or southwest or anything like that. It's going to be east at 90 degrees. Same thing for west. There'll be a difference of 90 degrees between north and west at 270 degrees. That is how a compass works. And your little presentation on Google Earth, which uses the initial heading from our starting point, is completely wrong. And what's more is that in your video, you didn't even show us how this geometry would work on your flat Earth. And if what you're saying is correct, then it should work on your flat Earth. It doesn't matter what map you use. You don't even have to put the countries, the continents on it. You can use just a flat canvas, if you like, with squares on it. But this geometry will simply not work. And I challenge you, Jeranism, to show us how the sunrise and sunset position due east, due west on the equinox will work on any flat Earth map.
And if I might plug something here as well, what you're seeing up on the screen here is me answering Antonio, because I was hip deep in gyroscopes, so I couldn't really answer his thing. He was having a problem with the eclipse, and I figured out what the problem was.
He wasn't accounting for rotation of the Earth.
No, he wasn't accounting for rotation of the observer. This is what I did was I took the timeanddate.com animations and per the data that's inside of there, I rotated it per the data as the data was moving.
Field
And,
rotation.
Yep. And what do you call it? And look at that. It lines up just perfectly.
Yep.
And that lines up just perfectly. And that lines up just perfectly. That one actually kind of went a little bit weird. I don't know why, because this is the one where you're actually at the location of the eclipse. And, or no, this is the one that went weird because it kind of bends down at the bottom there. But nevertheless, things to look forward to, I guess.
Okay, and as my closing, Jeranism, I just lost my train of thought. Thank you, Sly. Again, you built a straw man because you're not actually trying to debunk the globe model because you're not using the globe model. If you look east or west or in any direction on a globe, you're not following the curvature of the Earth on the globe. Your line of sight is a straight line that does indeed go off into space. That's why we have stars on the horizon. That's why we have sunrise and sunset, because we're looking past the curve of the Earth into space. You can't build a straw man and then try to beat it down. Actually test the model. Don't make up your own to try to debunk. So,
but why?
Because reasons. On that, I'm going to close out. Thank you guys for showing up. I'm sorry I couldn't get Wolfie in. Maybe next time.
Well, I'm totally disappointed, man.
I am, because we've been trying to get him in a hangout for months.
Yeah, but that man above all of us has a really cool job. So
that's exactly why I want to get him in here, because he's got firsthand experience from high altitudes and he knows his stuff.
Yeah.
Sly, Daz has already been made aware of this, but you guys both have permission to mirror this on your channels if you want.
Cool.
Thank you.
And again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for showing up, and we'll be seeing you next time.
Well, I appreciate it, man. We'll talk again soon.
Thank you, Paul.
And